Yes, guys. So welcome, guys. And what a game of football yesterday. We watched, some electrifying game of football yesterday between PSG and then Bayern Munich. And guys, you know, correct me if I'm wrong. It feels as if that was the first time we'll be seeing um um a scoreline like that in a knockout of football. Like as far as I'm concerned, to me, since I started watching football, from 2001, I've never seen a scoreline like that in a semi-final game. 5-4. That was a fast-paced, an electrifying game of football between two elite teams. You know, and when you look at it on paper, you feel, any one of them that qualifies, between the both of them, would probably go on to win the game. That is what we expect. That is what we see on paper. That is what we feel is going to happen because, when you see how, you know, attack minded both teams were yesterday, no. No, you just have to agree with, that assessment that anyone that wins between the both of them, you know, would probably go on to win the Champions League. But then, you know, compared to yesterday's fast paced game, the game between Arsenal and Atletico Madrid today, for one, I believe it's going to be much more controlled. Looking at that game, I think it is going to be much more controlled. Yes, Arsenal, annihilated them the first when we met earlier in the season. 4 goals to nothing. It was a massacre. You know, judging by Atletico Madrid's pedigree in the Champions League. It's something majority never expected. You know, so but then this is a semi-final, and then the Gunners are going away. They are going down to Madrid there to play against Atletico Madrid, and I did not expect it to be a game whereby two teams are coming out flying and then they're trying to destroy each other. I don't expect today's game to be like that. I believe today's game is going to be more compact. It's going to be more controlled, especially when you look at the way Arsenal have been playing. You know, the whole season. You feel they will try as much as possible to control the rhythm of the game. They will try as much as possible to slow the game. That is what I believe they've been doing. Right from the season, from the beginning of the season. So I feel it is going to be more of that. From the Gunners today. Few chances created, and but then it's not going to be like yesterday's game. I sincerely do not see them playing the way PSG and then Bayern Munich played yesterday. It's gonna be much more controlled. It's gonna be much more of oh, okay, we'll blink first. You know, who makes a mistake? Who makes a mistake rather? It's gonna be that kind of game whereby we just we sit down and then we just start hoping for a mistake or a brilliance from somebody. So I feel that is just how it's gonna be. That is how it's gonna be. But the game, today's game, I feel today's game is gonna be decided today. Whoever pick up the win today, you know, going to the next round, the second leg, I feel is probably going to be a huge boost for them. If Arsenal were to pick up a win today, oh my God, I feel that is the end of the tie. And if Atletico Madrid were to pick up a win today, I feel it's gonna be difficult for Arsenal to come back, at home. So, but let's see. That is football for you. That is how football is these days. It's difficult to predict who is gonna win. I never expected yesterday's game to go the way it went. I was actually thinking, okay, it was gonna be more of a controlled game. But then both teams went for it right from the get go. Both teams went for it. So let's see. Fingers crossed. Arsenal or taking on Atletico Madrid today. So guys, who do you think is gonna be picking up the win? Just let me see. Let us see your comment. Let us see your prediction at the comment section, and also drop a like, follow, and subscribe the channel. So guys, I'll be seeing you after the game to analyze the game and to criticize. What we can criticize about the game.